tell everybody you dropped something last night.
What you talking about, bro?
Bitch?
What you? Hey,
What's happening?
open your eyes, man. I ain't Bud.
Oh, shit.
Damn, bro.
You resemble him, though. You seen Bud?
No, I ain't seen Bud. I don't know why you looking for him either, man.
Why you say that?
After he beat them sleeves off for you last night.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Mac back at it again with some more boxing news, views, and opinions. Let's get it. Oh Lord, oh no, man. You know I gotta eat that crow, man. I gotta have my crow. Somebody pass me the hot sauce. Matter of fact, don't even pass me no hot sauce, cause Bud don't need hot sauce. Pass me some tapachio. Pass me some of that. You know what I'm saying? Cause ay caramba, like man, I thought the fight would be more competitive than that. You know, I thought I was gonna see a lot more of a forcing of styles, like one person trying to impose their will on the other one, but instead, you know, we got to see a master class, and we got to see, you know, that people talk about toolboxes, and that really do make a difference, how many tools you got in your toolbox. I really like what I seen. I said earlier it was going to be a war of ideologies that you see out there. Errol Spence came out there. He did what he came to do. He tried to put pressure on Bud, you know what I'm saying? He moved behind his jab. He kept it real technical. You know, it kind of reminded me of when Ivan Drago, you know, beat everybody until he got to Rocky, and Rocky start mixing it up on him and just taking him out, right? And it was cold, man. Like, I'm a big Spence fan, you know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of the pressure. I'm a big fan of the body snatching, you know what I'm saying? I like him as a person too, right? So I always said, like, man, I want to see this fight, and may the best man win. I thought Spence could do it. I thought the pressure would get to Bud, but man, Bud really showed he got some dog in him. You know what I'm saying? Bud showed he ain't just a fluke. Now, one thing I want to say is I always question Bud's resume because of the level of opposition he fought. But I always knew one thing as well. A lot of the opposition he fought had to do with Top Rank just being real tight with their money and getting them bargain bin fighters. However, what we seen tonight that's not necessarily an indication of Bud's skill level. Now, what I will admit, what I was thinking was because he fought competition that wasn't really pushing him, you know, in my opinion, I was thinking, you know, Bud wouldn't be able to handle the pressure of Errol Spence. But it went down to a couple things, right? Styles make fights. You know, how you train has a lot to do with what you are able to do come fight night. I think Errol Spence, he did a lot of stamina training. He did a lot of strength training. He trained for the long haul and to put on a lot of pressure. What he didn't train was a lot of techniques, especially based on the things that Bud Crawford is able to do out there. What really punctuated this fight was Bud Crawford having simply, man, I'ma boil it down to the most simplest, like, you know, I boil it down to the simplest thing that Bud Crawford did. He just had his hands positioned better than Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? He had a right jab that he was working. He came in the southpaw stance. But with Bud being naturally right-handed, that right jab is actually like a right straight. Y'all remember Mayweather used to stand there with that high guard and then just throw a right straight? Right over somebody's, boom, right through their guard. Do shit like that. It's quick because he got his hand already right there, right? Terrence Crawford was doing that, but the difference is Terrence Crawford is actually standing in the southpaw stance. So he has his right hand forward, already ready to throw the jab. Whenever Errol Spence, who kind of pendulum steps, rocks back and forth, whenever he seen that rhythm, rock and forth, boop, he would just pop him right in the head. You know what I'm saying? And we all know that, man, a jab punctuates the fight. One thing I did say was a jab will win the fight. I just thought Errol Spence would have the better jab, but Can't sleep on that boy Crawford. So let's get into some of the things that I seen in the fight that I liked, some of the things that I didn't like. Now, I was looking at some videos, really looking at the fact that now with me, I got worried in round one. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. The first thing I seen was, it wasn't even a punch that landed or nothing like that. It wasn't even, a big thing, but Errol Spence, he threw 2 punches and Bud was way out the way. It was like something I never seen before, bro. That alarmed me. I had money on Spence. You know what I'm saying? That alarmed me. I'm like, nah, you don't just miss no punches like that. You know what I'm saying? So that let me know, like, man, we might have a problem tonight if Bud is able to make Errol Spence miss like that, because Bud is a counterpuncher. And Errol Spence, in order to offset that, he gonna have to rely on accuracy along with that aggression. So if you just coming aggressive, but you missing that wide, I'm talking about it was like he was on autopilot or something. I can't even explain it, y'all, but I'm pretty sure we looking at it right now because I know I got the footage, so I probably got it on repeat. But man, this alarmed me right here. And I said, no, we gonna have a problem. And I just noticed Bud was sharp. Not only that, but like the first punch that Bud threw that really touched Spence, it made him like have to jump back and reset. You know what I mean? And I'm like, nah, if we not having an exchange like that, this ain't gonna go the way it's supposed to go for the pressure fighter. Bud ain't the person. The mistake I always seen people make with Bud was they would stand right in front of him and give him time to think and pick his shots. But now I see how Bud paralyzed people right in front of him. He took Spence's best weapon away from him. He took his jab away from him to the point where every time Spence jabbed, he had one coming back at him quicker on the inside of his jab. So his jab turned into a liability. From there, it was just playtime. It was just party time, man. Hate to see it, because I'm a big Spence fan, but at the same time, it was a beautiful, beautiful display of boxing, man. You cannot take nothing away from him. Now, we say styles make fights. We trying to see who the king of this era, and what style and what ideology and everything, is gonna ultimately come out on top. So now we see it's always like, I got a guy named Fresh. He always say the slicker fighter. And we see in this situation, it was the slicker fighter that came out on top. So now what I want to see, if it's possible, is Boots versus Bud. And on the flip side of that, let me say one thing. If Bud want to retire, if Bud want to sit out, if Bud want to take a soft touch fight, whatever Bud want to do, Bud can do that shit. Because Bud just did what he was supposed to do out there. He did that shit for the sport of boxing. He just brung a lot of new fans over to the sport of boxing with that display of boxing he did. So, man, shout out to Team Crawford. I'ma proudly eat my crow. You know what I'm saying? And, man, I'ma need y'all to remember this one thing, man. You can play games, but you can't play boxing. I'm gone.